Got it.
Well, welcome everyone to another edition of the Bay Area Content Marketing Meetup. Thanks for joining. My name is Rich Schwer and I'm co-organizer. I'm joined today by two special guests who are going to present to us. First off, Mariah Tang is a conversion-centered content strategist. She specializes in higher ed and healthcare, and her areas of expertise include content strategy, writing and editing, and subject matter expert interviews. Mariah is joined by Jennifer Perez. And for the past 24 years, Jennifer has served as the Chief Communications Professional for North Orange Continuing Education, NOCE, which is the fourth largest community college-based non-credit school in Southern California. Perez has dedicated her career to serving 17,000 plus community members annually in non-credit education, helping individuals to access and meet their goals for college, career, independent living, health, and wellness. Now, I understand the presentation that Mariah and Jennifer are giving today is based on work that they delivered at the Content Marketing Institute's recent Content Marketing World. I think it was October in San Diego. I was not able to attend, so thank you very much. If we could all mute ourselves except for Mariah and Jennifer, I'll allow you to take it away.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I am attempting to share the slides, but I'm getting an error message that our slide share is not available. But
Oh, that's
I don't
on
want to
me.
hold up the group. So if
That's on me. Let me see what I need to do. Hang on here.
you're okay, we can just kind of talk through some of our basics while you're working on that.
Try it now.
Okay. Oh, now we're cooking. Here we go.
Yay.
That's right. We were joking because if any of you have ever attended Content Marketing World, it's one of our favorite conferences that my group goes to. And there's always audio problems and always AV problems. So we were joking yesterday, like, oh gosh, I hope that this will work. So we didn't want to jinx anybody, but sorry if the controls are in the way a little bit. But thank you for joining us. Jennifer and I had a wonderful time at Content Marketing World, and we actually took this dog and pony show on the road to NOCE or NOCE, NCMPR, which is a community college marketing group. So Jennifer, do you want to kick us off here and start talking through the first fun exercise component of our
Sure.
slides?
Sure. Thank you so much, Mariah, and welcome everyone. Thanks for having us today. So we just wanted to kind of have a discussion. I know we're a smaller group, so you don't necessarily have to write it down, but if you want to take a few seconds to think about what underserved means in your community, and if you want to take a few seconds to do that.
Timer's on.
And then next slide. Now if you are really familiar with your institution's mission, you can think about that. And then you can probably guess where we're going next, which is how do the two intersect? So serving an underserved population. And then how does that intersect with your organization's mission? I see a couple of comments in the chat. Thank you so much. We love participation. So Marin City, next city from Mill Valley, has less funding for their schools. Okay, yes, we understand how that goes. And then serving people with maintenance issues. People in all communities have maintenance issues. Tom, do you mind just sharing a little bit more what that means? I'm not sure what industry you're in.
So it's facility maintenance
Okay.
application to make, help people solve problems faster and more easily.
Yes.
So if you're in a, gated community or any kind of community, you can get images of the issues you have and report them easily. So it could be, with your town or city, or it could be with your residential facility, etc. So I think that
Great. Yeah.
kind of issue hits everyone.
For sure. I'm a homeowner and I'm not necessarily underserved, but I definitely don't have a lot of money to make repairs and or the knowledge. So yeah, I can completely relate to that. Krista was mentioning BIPOC student midwives face barriers to continued education. That is very true. Do you want to speak a little bit about that, Krista?
Yeah, thank you. So, midwifery is not actually my realm, but I am the volunteer on the board for the nonprofit. And one thing that we've noticed is that there's a lot of financial, but also systemic issues that student midwives, and most specifically BIPOC student midwives, face. It could be up to a 2-year apprenticeship, none of which is paid. So they kind of have to have either another job on the side or some form of income to be able to even get to where they need to be. And that is after a 2 to 4 year education through a generally non scholarship school. So it's not like college where you can go with FAFSA to get a scholarship. So there's, those barriers are a little bit challenging for people who might be already in a marginalized community.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that's such an important mission and job and role that we need out there. And so, yeah, that's very very interesting. Dennis, I'm sorry, it's not Dennis.
Rich.
Dennis's name.
I'm lurking. I could have hacked his account and put my photo in there just to game him. But while my professional work currently is with Extreme Networks and we're a leading cloud networking provider, it's easier for me just to talk about my passion as a volunteer for Canopy.
Okay.
And Canopy is based in Palo Alto, and we plant trees as a socioeconomic justice issue because we're planting trees in underserved communities because of geography and historic socioeconomic differences, literally and figuratively the wrong side of the tracks. If you look at a Google Earth view of Palo Alto and East Palo Alto, one is leafy green trees, the other not so much. So we serve the underserved communities. It's both better for their mental and physical health. It's also better for the environment. Years ago, National Geographic had a cover story, and it was a long fold-out photo of one long street boulevard in the Los Angeles area. And it went from wealthy to not so much. And it went from a lot of trees to not so many. So I think about, an underserved community is both the people and the geography in which they're living.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's amazing work that you're doing. And it seems simple, some trees, but it makes such a huge difference, like you said, in our mental health as well. That's great work. I think Carol mentioned her mission to educate people about women of color and their accomplishments. Would you like to speak a little bit about that, Carol?
Yes. So I'm retired from a tech industry, and in 2020, with the murder of George Floyd, I finally felt I had to step up and do something. And because I've been a painter for 50 years, I decided to paint portraits. And so far I've painted 100 portraits of mostly women in the past who have been overlooked, one, because they're women, and two, because they're Black. And I was inspired by Martin Luther King's dream to have his 4 young children to be judged not by the color of their skin, but by their accomplishments or character. And so since then, I've created 3 books. I've had about 4 solo art shows, and now I'm doing coloring books because when I went to Marin City, which is like the next city over from me, but Marin is a very wealthy community, but Marin City has poverty because the shipbuilders came there, and so it's mostly Black, people that have came from the shipbuilders that came, and the school doesn't have much funding. The kids kind of gave up hope after all the Zoom during COVID, and so I had a little art show there, and I give talks there so that they know that there are people that have done a lot with just a little bit. And I've also included current people like Little Miss Flint, who wrote a letter to then President Obama and got him to come to Flint, Michigan to do something about the water. And just to create community and have them be proud and learn about these women that a lot of times they don't know about. So that's what I'm doing.
Fantastic. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. What a great thing to do in your retirement.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you everybody for sharing. We really do appreciate it. And now Mariah's gonna, I think you guys all really understand kind of where we're going today. So thank you so much again for sharing. And Mariah's gonna take it from here.
Yeah, this is a wonderful segue. Jennifer does so much in the Orange County community. When people think about Orange County, they think about Disneyland, they think about Laguna Beach and all these beautiful places. And sometimes we don't necessarily think about the rich heritages that come from SoCal, that come from Orange County. It's a multicultural community. There's a lot of agriculture happening there. From crops to cuisine to nightlife. It just really runs the whole spectrum of what you can find all across the US. It's a beautiful cross section there. Unfortunately, just like everywhere else, life is not always a beach for everyone in Orange County. There are weather issues, and our hearts go out to all of you affected by the Southern California fires, all of our colleagues and friends and coworkers that are out there and affected. It's a traumatic and scary time, and we want to recognize that. And throughout the whole year, there is a large group of people in the Orange County area who don't necessarily get to enjoy the luxuries that we can come to associate with that area. It's a relatively small place comparatively in California, 729 square miles. There are over 3 million people in the Orange County area and 34 cities comprising this place. And so when we think about the hardships that these folks face, all of us across the US get a glimpse into this picture of how folks are living day to day that might be very different from how we live. There are medical hardships, there are addiction issues, there is homelessness and housing instability, food instability, job loss, and all of these dire things that we see across the entire country really compacted into this small area, large population, high new American population there as well. So all of these challenges, many people are going to be relocating to Orange County for school, for work, for family after these fires. So we only expect to see the challenges rising in this area. It's not all doom and gloom. As of last year, early in the fall, early in the summer, the unemployment rate was fairly high. It was the highest that has been in 2 years, but it's actually lower than the rest of the state of California, which was hovering around 6% when we last looked at the numbers. So things are looking up in the OC. There is a lot of opportunity, but there's still a lot of challenges. And I live in Iowa, so I'm a Midwesterner like Dennis is now. And some of these numbers were just mind-boggling to me. Median cost of a home in the OC is over $1 million, which some of you that live in the area might be like, wow, that's nothing. To me, as an Iowa person, I was like, I can't even imagine that much money. The median household income is $127,800. So what that means is for 2 adults, if one of them is working, one stays home with the kids, that's just $20,000 over the living wage, which is what the government says is the bare minimum to survive, what you would need to qualify for assistance. And so a lot of the groups that come to NOCE, quote, make too much to get help with Medicaid, to get help with SNAP, but they can't afford other expenses like very, very much needed job training. All of this to say, there's a lot of challenges, there's a lot of barriers, but there's also a lot of really good news too. When we were looking through some of the different classes and things that NOCE offers, they offer in classroom experiences, they offer certificates that you can get online, they offer all of these wonderful events. There is a really strong outlook for most of the programs that NOCE offers. Looking at the industry sectors across this little cross section here, just last year, over 4,700 new jobs were added. And so there is this influx of people, but there's also this really strong need for employment in the area. It's a big opportunity for those flexible pathways. It's an even bigger impetus for NOCE to really be able to understand who their audience is from every aspect, whether it's in person, whether it's networking opportunities like this online, whether it's in those classrooms talking with people, or in the digital marketing area, which is what my group helps with. There are flexible, affordable pathways to upskilling into job and career skills. And the only way to really connect people with that information is to have a really good understanding of the audience. Jennifer, do you want to take it away?
Yes, so that's where we come in, and that's what we do at NOCE. Next slide. Do you think you could?
We got our fingers crossed. We'll see if
All
this
right.
works.
Here's a little bit about us. Yay. Oh, but you have to turn the audio on.
Is it not playing?
It's playing, but no audio.
Is that on
Oh,
my
darn.
side? Is there something on Zoom I'm supposed to do with that? Sorry.
That's a good question. Let's see if this will work. I don't know.
Maybe you can
Let's
figure out
see.
how to do it, but I think it's kind of a standard thing that your audio, if you're playing a video, can't get piped into Zoom.
Darn.
You have to share the audio.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, maybe just share the link or something, a video we
Yeah,
can listen to.
I'll do that. That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Whoops.
Apologies if
There you
that was a admin error. Dennis likely knows a way around that. Sorry.
No, and we're not
Maybe.
expert. We're clearly not experts. We're writers.
That's right. Well, there's the video for everybody who wants to watch it later. It's a lovely video. See, I
Thanks
knew
for
it. I knew I
your,
would,
thanks for your grace, we'll say.
yes, I knew I was gonna come up with something here. Now, how do I skip this video? Let's just go to the end.
Yeah.
Whoops. Get out of there. Clearly, I'm not a tech person, you guys.
Okay.
Nope, there it
There
goes.
we go.
Okay,
Yay.
proceed.
Thank you. So yes, so basically what the video is just kind of giving you an overview of who we are and what we do. And so we are like we said before, we're the fourth largest non-credit provider of education in the state of California. And so what we do is we offer classes for adults over 18, anything from English as a second language, high school diploma completion, short-term career certificates, anything from 1 semester to up to a year and a half, things that they can come and get, quickly and then go right out into the workforce so they can support their families, maybe then also going back to the university, et cetera. We have a large senior population where we serve them with classes in wellness, health, art, etc. And then we have a huge adults with disabilities population where we're teaching them job skills, independent living, and even inclusive educational skills to, transfer into college. And then lastly, we have a great program for parenting. So those are like the parent and child classes, as well as adult lecture style classes that go over parenting tips, but also trauma-informed parenting practices, or for people who work with children, so social workers, teachers, etc. Things, we just recently expanded into human trafficking and LGBTQ issues. And so just trying to teach around the concept of how to successfully support youth. Okay. So as you can see, we serve a vast variety of target audiences, which include a lot of backgrounds and data and a lot of empathy.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we get our data? So we do it in a variety of ways, but the main thing we do is we listen to our community. We have a lot of opportunities. This photo here is from our opening day, which is our kickoff event for the new school year. And all of these students, or all of these people in this photo are students, except for the woman in the all green dress in the middle. That's our president. And the gentleman on the far right, that's our chancellor. And so you can see we serve a wide variety of students, adult students population, and we're very proud of that. So at this opening day, we were pleased to have a panel of 5 students on stage from various programs, talking about their successes and also some of their barriers that they've experienced at NOCE. And the whole point was for us to learn, how can we better serve our students? How can we put students first? One thing we did share was that we did have a 28% enrollment increase over the past year. So that was very exciting. And then at this event, we also give presentations to faculties and staff. But
it was very well received.
Thank you. The main thing was we were gathering first person information from our students themselves. Throughout the year, we also, you can go ahead and go to the next slide. We also do in-person focus groups throughout the year. We also do surveys. We do all kinds of, we have a student leadership group, and they serve on different committees. So once we get those insights, we like to utilize that data, obviously, into our campaign landing pages and our content marketing to make sure that we're serving our community the best. So in person, we just really like to connect with our learners. And when we talk about marketing our programs, initially we would say, oh, we're NOCE, come and take classes. But people didn't know what that meant, right? And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to lead with the goals and, keep it simple, sweetheart, right? So I think everybody knows this, but for the main thing is the simpler your message is out there, and the simpler tying their goals to the audience is what we have seen to be very successful. So very short and sweet: learn English, go to college, become a citizen, live independently, get a promotion. These are our basic messages. We love to see people for who they are and who they can be when their basic needs are also met. And so since the pandemic, we've seen a huge need for these basic needs to be met. We opened a food pantry right in the middle of a pandemic because we saw the need there. And so at our Anaheim campus, we have 3 centers in North Orange County: Anaheim, Fullerton, and Cypress. And we partner with our credit colleges, which is Cypress College and Fullerton College, to have pantries on their campus. And then at our Anaheim campus, NOCE runs that food pantry. And so we're open twice a week, and we have long lines every week. We partner with Pathways of Hope, which is a food distribution nonprofit. And so we're very proud of the work there, but that's definitely a need. And so what we did is we learned what our students need, and food insecurity was one of the top things. And so we were able to make that happen. Before we opened the pantry, of course, we would refer them out, but it's been such a benefit for us to have that pantry. And so we promote it regularly. We also offer a resource fair 3 times a year at a minimum. And we bring community partners, different community partners, to NOCE so that they can, our students can learn about the different services and things that they can get, like free health screenings. We have Social Security or social services organizations that come. And then we even had this year, we added a financial services. So students can learn about banking and saving money, etc. And then, of course, we talk about our free classes and our different services, because a lot of times our students will come with one goal in mind, right? I want to learn English. And then they learn, oh, wait, I can take a fitness class, and I can take a parenting class. Great, let me sign up for those. Oh, and you know what? I'm thinking about going to college, so maybe I should, increase my skills in some workforce area. So that's been really powerful for us to bring our community in, and then those partners learn also about us, and then they can refer their clients to us, and then for our students to also learn more about us as well as the partners. And then we just love to have fun. Inclusivity and diversity is a big part of our culture. We have a huge undocumented population. We have a great program called Rising Scholars where we serve formerly incarcerated students. Our Pride space has been super popular. We just opened it about 2 years ago, and it's just really growing, and our students it's so amazing to see them come alive in that space. We weren't really sure how it was going to work, and now that space is always full. We have a great lab for neurodivergent students. So it was really built for students with autism if they're feeling overwhelmed, and they have specialized equipment and lighting and sort of sensory, they can sort of have a sensory download there. But we found that it's really been beneficial for all of our students. So our whole thing is come as you are, and you belong here. And so that's one thing that we really promote within our basically our digital marketing and our content marketing. Okay, so that's a little bit about us. So now I'm going to pass it over to Mariah. She's going to talk about some of our digital marketing that we've done.
Yeah. So dovetailing off of all of that wonderful audience, get to know you that Jennifer and her team provide, we always overlay this with some just general content marketing best practices. So clear beats clever. We want to be catchy, but we're not trying to be cute. We're trying to get right to the heart, like Jennifer said, of what these individuals are looking for. So we helped NOCE create some very clear and very specific landing pages about their different programs. And you can see how the text is very simple. The buttons are very clear. 1 or 2 words, that's all you really need. If you can say it in fewer words, always try to do so. And then we listed out on the English translated pages all of the different languages. So somebody, if they happen to land here, would say, oh, they do speak my language, and just really feel that connection right off the bat. Along with this, we want to always provide those actionable pathways. So no matter what area a person is in their journey towards learning English or towards getting a job or towards getting that next step in their education, we want them to see that there is a place for them at NOCE. And we wouldn't know that if we didn't spend so much time, or Jennifer and her team rather, spend so much time working with these students face to face, really getting to know them and asking them questions. So we take all of those things. What are the most important goals for you? This is how we're going to help you achieve them, and really connect the dots with the text. Real people succeeding is invaluable when you're working with clients, especially in a digital space. You want to show them people that look like them, people whose backstory sounds like them, people who maybe had to overcome some sort of barrier that the audience might be facing. Really show that success, and they can see themselves there too, making that same type of journey. And again, we want to show all of the audiences across the whole spectrum of people that we work with. Younger individuals, older individuals, all nationalities, all backgrounds, all skill levels. We're here for you. We want to show you that we're here for you, and we want to have you feel welcome enough to click that button and get started. So simple messaging. We'll meet you where you are. One of the things that Jennifer and her team learned is of course, especially in this the really strapped socioeconomic communities, they don't always have a ride to school. They don't always have gas money if they have a vehicle or bus fare or money for an Uber. So offering that flexibility is really important. We see the same thing with retail stores. You can have your groceries delivered. You can have things sent to you by Amazon. And as long as you're able to pick that package up off your porch, you can still get that service. We wanted that same sort of ease and flexibility concept to apply to the services that NOCE offers. So we made it very easy, just listing it out. No matter where you are, no matter how you want to study, your cost is still going to be tuition free, and we're going to make that happen for you. And then the long forms, if anybody has worked in higher ed or in healthcare, you know, sometimes we get a little crazy with asking for data. So Jen and her team worked really hard to narrow down their forms to only the information that they really need for their data collection. And so that came down to just 5-6 fields here to really help people hone in on who are you, where are you, and what is the thing that you're interested in, so they can take that information and package those opportunities in a really succinct messaging. And of course, we in marketing sometimes have trouble bragging about ourselves, but it's always important to show your prospective audience what you can do for them and how you are qualified to do that for them. So using, because they're a public institution, using that Bureau of Labor Institute type data worked out really nicely. You can always use census data and things like that to connect with your audience. So we wanted to show you can get that better job, you can get that higher income, and you can just earn more and progress in your career and in your socioeconomic status if that's your goal. We'll help you do that, and here's how we're qualified to do so. So again, the students love it. They have created there at NOCE this army of champions who just love to talk about how wonderful NOCE is. This is an organic community, which is going to be so important over the next couple of years as media shrinks and these niche communities really start to grow. So they've done their due diligence. They've been doing this for years. They've really built up this wonderful community of people who they really, really know, they really understand, and so they can deliver those succinct messages to them. One thing that we've all worked together on over the last couple of years is really matching the terms that we use with the audience that we're using them with. So higher ed and healthcare, again, I'm going to pick on those because that's what I work in. We're notorious for saying things like emeritus programs or, hypertension instead of high blood pressure, when a lot of our audience maybe doesn't know what that means. They know who they are, they know what they need, but if they can't match that feeling to the feeling on your site and on your pages, they're really going to struggle. So while this program that we're talking about in this ad is actually called a Emeritus program, we took that terminology and changed it to match what the audience would say. So activity classes for seniors, tuition free. You can see up in the top right corner, it still says Emeritus, and it's still connecting that name, but it's really speaking that message in the language that people would use. All right. Jennifer talked earlier about listening. Listening is still important, and it actually works. Over the years, and this is just a quick snapshot of summer 2023, NOCE was really working hard on all of these concepts and improving their landing pages. It didn't take very long, and they had a 1000% spike in conversions. And this was due to their due diligence, continuously monitoring their content, looking at what's working, what's resonating, what's not, and using those strategies to improve their campaigns consistently. So really wonderful things to see here for them. They're making these great connections because they invested that time up front and continually to get to know their audience and understand their goals. All right. So with content marketing, as Rich pointed out, this is a different sort of sphere compared to what we just talked about with content strategy. So when we're looking at content, we're looking at the website, those landing pages, we're looking at their blog and news stories, we're looking at social media. All of these pieces are connected. And Jennifer's team does a wonderful job of getting into those classrooms and taking real pictures of real people. Look how happy all these folks look. They don't look posed, they don't look stock, because they're not. These are real people doing their real thing at NOCE and enjoying themselves. You can't really curate something that's this authentic. So it really shows how well they know their audience there. They show the celebrations that students are having. They show the complexity of the work that they do. They show all of these different pieces across all of their properties, whether it's a print piece, whether it's on social media or on their website. They're showing that individuality and how they celebrate us alongside their students. There's no dragging these folks along. They're coming here because they want that community and because they know that they're going to be recognized and supported. One of the things that we have really worked on with NOCE, and that they have done a marvelous job of gathering these stories, is what we sometimes call career-focused storytelling. It's really testimonials of students that have finished these programs at NOCE and either gone on to a wonderful career or a raise or going on to a different school. They've set up really lovely call-outs throughout all of their websites and in their print pieces as well, with just a very simple image, a quick snapshot of a student, their real life journey, and then what they're up to next. And just these little snapshots are a great way to say, audience, we recognize you. this is a person who has been similar to you. They have followed this trajectory. We helped them in this way, and we're so proud of them and their success. And that's that kind of community outreach. Another thing that we have suggested and that NOCE is flourishing with is their news. So in an organization like NOCE with so much diversity of audience and language and skill levels, the news section of their site is really important. It's a great place to put blog stories. It's a great place to put events that are coming up and just announcements that they need for everyone. So people can sign up for these alerts. They can very easily see these types of alerts on social media or text or email or whatever they sign up for. And you can get that news you can use in any way, shape, or form. They follow all of those best practices where they have simple language, they have simple steps, they have very easy calls to action, just really transferring that digital website social experience to their news stories. And they're focusing a lot on their students. So over on that first slide, we talked about ways that NOCE can serve you. They also have a wonderful balance of, look at all these awesome things that our students and faculty are doing. A hot food vending machine. This was an idea from one of their students, and then NOCE helped them set that up. They didn't give themselves the credit, they gave the student the credit. And when it comes to graduation, they're not tooting their own horn saying, look how many students we graduated through our programs. They're really celebrating the accomplishments of these students and taking that backseat and just saying, good for you, audience. This is all for you. If you haven't noticed, this is about the third time I think that this young man has shown up. We just love this guy. He's so photogenic. So he makes it into a lot of NOCE's publications. But they've really strived to prove the value right away. They prove the value very transparently across all of their pieces. And this is a really lovely photo to me because you can see these outbuildings. You can see a person holding this print brochure, and then they've taken a photo of it and put it out on social media. So they're showing all across the many spectrums of media that they work in to connect with their audience, and really taking those digital best practices into the print format as well. They're not trying to sell, they're trying to reach somebody with a specific message, a specific goal, and then showing them the pathway to complete that. And here he is again, looky there. Again, showing people who they are, what they're doing. This person has a wonderful backstory. Jennifer, I think you told me he used to be unhoused and he ended up going to NOCE. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, to finish his high school diploma, and then he got so inspired, and now he's at Cypress College, and he wants to study engineering. So, yeah, kudos to him.
Yeah, and kudos to NOCE for sharing that story far and wide. Again, the mailers, everybody always likes to say print is dead, print is dead. We can never say that because everybody gets mail. Everybody still gets tickled when they get mail. And honestly, for a lot of these groups that maybe don't have strong access to Wi-Fi all the time where they live, or maybe don't even have a device that they can reliably use, those print pieces can be a crucial lifeline. So they send out these mailings every year. It's a course catalog, which is very tedious to put together for the team, but it's so worthwhile, and they get lots of great feedback. Like, please don't ever stop sending out this printed piece, because it's, for some of these groups, the only way that they're getting the information that they can use to take their careers to the next level. Jennifer, you stop me when you're ready for me to switch the mic over. I could go all day long, but I think this is my last little bit here. Yes. We worked on a couple of multi-channel campaigns. This was a real push. I think this was last year, if I remember correctly. If you work in education at all, you've probably heard about the enrollment cliff, which is just a combination of factors that have made higher ed and community extension programs feel inaccessible to groups, while at the same time having that demand for them go up. And so it's just this conflux of, how do I get in? How do I even start? And it's causing people just to not enroll. And so we really wanted to help mitigate that. And NOCE had a strong goal. They really wanted to fill their programs. They really wanted to reach more people. And so we developed these 10 multi-channel campaigns across 3 weeks for a couple of different audiences, as for English as a second language, which was their priority program at the time. So we wrote content with NOCE. It was translated into 3 different languages. There was a lot of optimization back and forth, moving things around and restructuring pages and just seeing what worked best. And because of NOCE's diligence and their understanding of who was coming to their site, they were able to get approximately 250 RFI conversions, over 2 million impressions, and over 2,000 clicks to apply. So this was fantastic. They ended up waitlisting individuals because they had such a great response, and we were very pleased that they were able to reach so many people and get people connected with that information that they really needed. Same thing with this IT training program, the start your career tuition free sort of mantra. We put it into Google search and PMax, and really with that combination of knowing the audience, knowing the need for the business need as well, and then connecting the two, we were able to once again waitlist individuals because the response was so great. Go ahead, Jen, take it away.
Great. Okay,
Take
and
us
I'm
home.
going to just close with our 6 takeaways for this says community college teams, but it's really any team. So kind of like what we said at the beginning, make everything clear for target audiences. Again, clear beats clever. We love to be clever, but particularly for your audiences, you want to be as clear as possible. And next, of course, we want to always focus on the why and what's in it for them. You know, you have as a marketer, you have a goal to sell your product and promote it, but the better way is obviously to focus on what is it that our audience needs, right? And just continue to reinforce those messages. So what's in it for them? Make your content approachable, right? Show how your services fit into their lives, not just saying, hey, we have a food pantry, but oh, this is for you. We opened this for you. We know that this is something that our data has shown that this is what you need. And so we are here for you. We actually put that in our class schedule. We are here for you. So it's just showing how we can make things easy for them. Reinforce, again, leads right into this, reinforce how easy it is to use our services. Some of our processes are daunting, I should say. But we try to really step back and say, okay, yes, it's 6 steps, but let's write that out as simply and as clear as we can. So we may just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but maybe it's only 1 or 2 sentences, so that it tries to make it as easy as possible. And also putting it everywhere out there. So, you know, we utilize all of our channels. So website, social, we have an online management system, putting it there. We have campus TVs, we have obviously email, newsletters, etc. So we try to just put our content in a variety of ways so that it's easy for our populations to get the information. And then we love to just highlight our institutional culture on top of what we're promoting. We like to infuse that passion, that sort of the flair. We like to show our NOCE flair wherever we can. And so we are known, these are several of our pillars. We have very passionate staff. They want to serve, and so we love to highlight them. And they're always highlighting their students. We love to say that we're a safe space for our affinity groups. Like we said before, we meet them where they are and welcome them in. And then again, those authentic photos that reflect all of our ages and backgrounds. And then highlighting real success stories. And those students, you know, our president actually is an immigrant from Ukraine, and we put her story out there, right, as the president, and not really thinking about her immigration story, which was a long time ago, but just putting that in there, several of our students was like, wow, she was an immigrant just like me, and now look at her, she's the president. So just highlighting success stories of our staff, of our students, it really does make an impact. And we do those banners like we showed. We put posters around the campus. Of course, we have them on our website. We put them on social media in our class schedule. So we utilize those stories all the time. I think that's it. Yes, thank you.
That's it.
Those are our big tips.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you, Mariah and Jennifer. I want to open, excuse me, I want to open up to any questions and comments from the group, whether on chat or come off mute, and I'll serve with a warm-up comment question. You know, I love the clear beats clever, because yeah, we're all clever communicators, and yet especially for the audience you're trying to reach, clarity is what imperative.
Yeah.
And the question is, I would think it's also necessary in terms of localizing and translating, right, from English to any number of languages to reach an audience for whom English is likely a second language. Is that a factor? And then how many languages are you translating your content marketing into?
Yeah, so great question. We yes, we do it. We have to do clear because we do have second language learners. We have learners with disabilities, right? And we have low literacy learners. We also have seniors. And so the super clear, the better, because we are trying to reach a variety of target audiences there. We do on our website, we are very fortunate to have a plugin where they can go right up to the top and click and translate the website into any language that they need. I think our largest population of is English speakers, maybe about 52%, and then like 40% is Spanish speakers.
Okay.
So that definitely is our second largest population. And so a lot of times we will translate items and flyers into Spanish, but then we also have like 10% in Vietnamese, 8%, and I'm probably not getting the percentages right, but Vietnamese, Korean, Chinese, and now Arabic and Farsi have really, the last couple of years, have gotten a lot more popular. So when it's super, super important, we'll translate the document into all of those languages. But it is pricey. We actually contract with a company to get that done, and we have them on a retainer year round.
Right. Yeah.
But we used to only translate in Spanish, and then we realized, well, that's not the only language that is of need. So we are very conscious of that.
Yeah, thanks for that. And thanks for the reminder on the plugin. Likely, from that pull down, you're probably getting metrics on that as well. Like, oh, wow, we're languages we didn't know there's a demand for, and giving the audience what they need. So I'll pause and ask, would anybody else either like to make a comment or have a question to share, whether on the chat or come off mute?
Well, I'm going to switch to Hong Kong, and I had two questions and a clarification. Stamats, I missed that at the beginning. What does that actually stand for?
Oh, it's our owner's last name. So we're a 100-year-old company, and it's a legacy last name. Yeah.
Okay. The questions were, do you do any kind of follow-on with groups from a class? Can people stay connected in some way online or whatever? And how do you decide what kind of course material you're going to do? That's probably a data-driven thing, but maybe you could talk about that a little bit.
That's great. We don't have like an alumni network. That is something that we are hoping for the future, but we definitely have a LinkedIn, and then we have our social media. And so we always are encouraging our students to stay involved that way. And what was your second question? I'm sorry. Oh, the
second question was how do you target?
Yeah, so we have our main instructional programs, but they're always looking at labor market data and community needs. We have a lot of community partners that they have, like advisory groups that they meet with. And so a lot of times it's our community is telling us, oh, we really could use this type of program, or this aspect should be focused on, and that sort of thing. So.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for chiming in, Craig. Any other questions or comments? Just looking. Oh, where can we find the recording? Really want to catch what you missed. Yes. So within the next 24 to 48 hours, our founder, my friend, Dennis Shao, will take this recording and post it to our YouTube channel. I will, and no worries about being late. I will post a link to that YouTube channel now, playlist, and it'll be added. Give Dennis a day or two. And as I look down this list, this is our 132nd Zoom at noon. So thank you, Mariah and Jennifer. They started with pandemic, and lo and behold, here, 4 or 5 years later. Anyhow, there's a link, and everyone, to the YouTube playlist. It's last in, first out. So the most recent ones at the top, and we'll have yours up there. I think in terms of slides, if that, I don't know, Mariah and Jennifer, are those accessible somewhere else or?
Yeah, I just put the slide link in the chat. So if
Oh,
anybody wants to
okay.
use that, feel free. It's a OneDrive link. If you need it on Google Drive, just feel free to reach out to me
Okay.
or to Jennifer and we can get those to you.
Okay, and it looks like, can the slides be open to the public? It's locked, and I missed the slide link
Shoot.
chat.
Let me try it again.
Okay. This happens to me a lot with Teams. It's like, are you sharing the right link that
I
everybody gets
know.
to?
Yeah, let me put it into Google Drive. That'll be a little easier.
Okay, thanks for that. Really appreciate that. And you know, we're almost at time. Was there anything further? Anybody?
Well, I'm wondering, is there anything like this in the Bay Area? Because I know about Nova, which is really, the assumption there is that people are getting laid off by some company, they're techies and they need to find another job. So there's a lot of, sprucing up your resume and that kind of thing. But is there something similar there?
So San Francisco City College used to have a really robust adult education program. I'm not sure if they do still. And then there's a consortium, I know that through the adult ed K-12 partners, I know that they have adult education type programming as well. So yeah, a lot of your community colleges in the area will likely have this type of programming. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, that link worked. Thank
Great.
you, Mariah. I'll wrap up now just by thanking everyone for attending. I'll also make a plug for our next meetup. I just chatted a link. Guess what? It's a topic yet again on AI, near and dear to our heart. It's January 30th. If you're able to attend, great, or you can always catch the replay on YouTube. Thank you everyone for joining our community. Two goals: expand the community with other marketers, and also we're always looking for presenters. So thank you, Mariah and Jennifer, for sharing your knowledge with us today. And with that, I'll say goodbye until next time. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks so
Bye-bye.
much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Okay,
folks.
bye-bye.
All right.
Good.
Bye-bye.